Hello friends, I hope you're having a beautiful day. Welcome to another Facebook Live. I'm Dr. Brandon Drabek. I'm a naturopathic doctor, and I'm excited that you're here. Today I want to answer the single most common question that people ask me. Do you take insurance? Now, I get it. In our healthcare system, we're taught to reach for the insurance card before anything else. It's the way we've been conditioned to think. If it's not covered by insurance, right, is it even worth it? And that is totally understandable. You know, insurance can give a sense of security. But here's what I want to talk about today. Sometimes that sense of security might actually be limiting your healthcare options and ultimately your wellness. So you might be surprised to hear, of course, that as a naturopathic doctor, and many, for that matter, naturopathic doctors don't accept commercial insurance. So let me explain why. Number one, we want to put patients first. One of my biggest goals is to keep your care centered around you, not an insurance policy. And when care is guided by what an insurance company will cover, you're going to get short, rushed visits with cookie-cutter treatments that don't address your root causes of your health issues. Sound familiar? So by opting out of insurance networks, I'm free to tailor a care plan that's specific for your needs, free from the constraints of insurance reimbursement guidelines. The goal, in the pathological model is just to continue to stabilize your condition and to continue that reimbursement cycle. That's not my goal. So the other point is that I want to do what's right, not what's cheap and easy. Now, I've spent my career learning how to bring the body back into balance in the most effective ways possible. Often that involves comprehensive testing, holistic strategies, and time for genuine patient-doctor partnership. Now, insurance-based models, they can encourage basically that cycle of managing symptoms, like I said, rather than truly healing the body. And instead, I'm deeply committed to doing whatever it takes to help you live a longer, happier life, even if it's not the cheapest or easiest route in the short term. Now, ultimately, the true cost of care isn't always measured in dollars and cents. It's measured in how fully you can live your life. Third point I want to make is that I keep my fees affordable and I'm very transparent about what I charge. You might think, but it won't cost me more if I have to pay out but won't it cost me more if I have to pay out of pocket? Well, in fact, sometimes not going through insurance reduces the overall cost of care. Here's why. Many procedures, labs, or visits that might seem cheap because of insurance coverage, so that $35 copay you may pay to your specialist or $10 to your primary, right? They might seem cheap because, of course, but because of insurance coverage, it can rack up hidden fees, deductibles, again, those copays, and other out-of-pocket expenses. So even so, you might never fully address the root of the problem. So by choosing a model that's not driven by insurance reimbursements, I can actually keep my fees very straightforward, discuss them with you openly, and ensure you're only paying for the care that you actually need. The fourth point I want to make is that we're placing value over cost. I'm a results-oriented provider. I believe the value of true wellness far exceeds any initial costs. Think about it. How many times have you or someone you know gone the insurance route only to bounce from specialist to specialist to specialist, test after test, medication after medication, spending thousands of dollars and years of time without any real resolution of the underlying health issue? So my promise to you is that I'm going to save you money long term by focusing on solutions that address the root cause of your health challenges. I don't believe in cutting corners because, again, cheap and easy approaches often lead to incomplete care and repeated problems. Most patients who come to me have already spent 10 times as much over the years in conventional treatment, insurance-driven models, and they're still struggling with their health concerns. So when you think about it that way, the functional or naturopathic medicine approach is actually the most affordable form of healthcare on the planet. That's why it's 30%, if not more, if I recollect, utilize this form of care in some way, shape, or form. I had a patient come to me several years back who basically said, I didn't realize how expensive this would be. And I sat down and I said, well, okay, your biggest issue, your complaint is hypertension, right? Yeah. And I said, okay, well, let's figure it out. How much do you pay in insurance every month? And he told me. And I said, how often do you visit your provider? And once a month. Okay. How often are you taking this medication? Every day. Great. Okay. And how long have you been taking it for? The same amount of time, 10 years. So in the long run, we actually calculated out he had spent over $19,000 over the course of 10 years treating his hypertension, only to still have hypertension. So, and I'm not against utilizing medical approaches when absolutely needed, as you've heard in other videos. So when you think about it again that way, this approach is the most affordable form of healthcare on the planet. Now, again, we've been conditioned to expect insurance to pay for everything, but in doing so, we've unintentionally given up a certain measure of control. Our well-being can become subject to insurance approval, where the lowest bidder ends up dictating our health choices. And in that scenario, what drives the decision-making is not necessarily what helps solve the problem, but what continues the cycle of financial reimbursement, as I've already said. And by contrast, value-based care breaks that cycle. It means I look at you as a whole person, mind, body, spirit, lifestyle, then craft a path forward to help you achieve your genuine wellness. And while that sometimes comes with an out-of-pocket cost, it's an investment that will significantly reduce your healthcare spending in the long run. Now, my patients often find that they end up saving thousands of dollars each year by avoiding unnecessary medications or doctor's visits and procedures that never actually resolve anything. So, the whole idea is investing in your health so that you can invest in your life. Look, I get it. Cost is a factor in any significant life decision. But here's a question worth asking. How valuable is your health if it allows you to enjoy more vacations, more birthday parties, experience more adventures with your kids or grandkids, and truly live in a state of vitality? And for many, that's priceless. I want to see you live a fuller life. That's why I encourage anyone on the fence to come in for an initial session at minimum, or even at minimum, just do lab testing. This is where I can at least thoroughly evaluate your case, dig deep into your health history, and create a personalized plan that addresses your root concerns. It's not just a consultation. It's the first step toward a life full of energy and joy. And once we sit down together, you'll actually see how the process can benefit you. I'm committed to your success, and I will do whatever it takes to help you succeed. After all, your wellness story is my life's work. Now, let's talk practicality. I understand that not everybody has the funds ready to pay for out-of-pocket healthcare costs. That's why I offer, first of all, in-office financing. I partner with companies that can help break your investment into manageable monthly payments so you don't have to stress about one-time large expenses. If you have health savings or flexible spending accounts, many of my services and sometimes supplements can be paid for with those pre-tax dollars. If you're using pre-tax dollars, that's a 30% discount right there. And I do this because this is the way you can make decisions based on what's best for your health, not just what's covered by insurance. One of the most empowering aspects of naturopathic and functional medicine is how it teaches you to care for your own body. You're not just coming in to get a pill or a supplement, you're learning a life skill. You're gaining knowledge to keep your body in balance and pass down those habits to your children, your friends, and your loved ones. Imagine saving thousands of dollars each year, not just because you're free from unnecessary medical expenses, but because you understand how to maintain your health proactively. This is a skill that can literally transform your life. That is the kind of long-term value I'm talking about. So the truth is, just because something is covered by insurance doesn't make it cheaper in the long run or better for you. So often, again, services that are covered come with, again, endless copays, reimbursements, partial reimbursements, or uncovered procedures that are tucked away in the fine print. Not to mention, you might be steered down a path that just manages your condition rather than truly fixing it. So when you're choosing a healthcare provider, especially a naturopathic one, it's crucial to look beyond the cost and consider the value. Ask yourself these questions. What am I really paying for here? Does this provider take the time to address my unique concerns? Am I going to be truly heard and treated as a whole person? And how will this help me in my daily life, my family life, and in my future? That's the kind of freedom I want for you. And the freedom to choose a healthcare path that works best for you, not for your insurance company. So if you've been on the fence, I want to talk to you directly. I know it can be scary to try something new, especially when it involves your health and finances. But remember, the costs of staying stuck physically, emotionally, and financially are often higher than you realize. My invitation is this: take action. Come in for an initial session. Or for that matter, join me on a Wellness Wednesday and ask me some questions first. But we'll talk through your medical history, your concerns, your goals. I'll show you exactly how naturopathic medicine, how this approach can uncover the root cause of your issue. And if I'm not the right fit, I will help you find somebody who is. But if I am the right fit, you'll see how it can transform your life. I've seen this work wonders for countless people. They invest in their health now and save themselves from years, sometimes decades, of pain, trial and error, and ultimately higher costs. And if you're serious about wanting to live a better, more vibrant, and energetic life, I want to help you do just that. So, again, to answer the question, no, I don't take insurance. And again, the reason is simple. I don't want to compromise the quality of your care. By bypassing insurance, I can focus on delivering real, lasting results. Again, I offer financing, I accept HSA and FSA cards, and I make sure that my fees are transparent so that you can prepare. Most importantly, I'm committed to helping you achieve the health you deserve. I want to thank you for taking the time today to hear me out. I hope this conversation reframes at least how you think about healthcare and encourages you to see a naturopathic provider, not just as an expense, but as an investment in yourself, your future, and your loved ones. So I'm Dr. Brandon Drabek, again, naturopathic doctor, and I'd love to welcome you to a place where your health isn't limited by insurance coverage, but guided by a genuine pursuit of wellness. And if you're ready to move beyond thinking about it, contemplating about it, and truly invest in your health, let's get started. Thanks again for watching. Again, I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Bye.